We are live here from the Bel Air Coffee Shop on Fox, Facebook Live. Just a pleasure. Breaking news. And you heard Sally just talking about it a moment ago. I got the call from John Chastain, our executive producer, about a tweet that was released by one J.J. Watt. It looks as though he has announced his retirement, and we're going to get into that. First of all, I want to let you know we have Chelsea and Dave. And last time Dave was on the show, I overlooked him. That's not going to happen today. I forgot he would. I don't know how that happened, but it's not going to happen today. And Chelsea, you know you will never in a lifetime be overlooked by me. Okay, you should know that. I love kind of stirring it up with you. First of all, I know you guys were fans of J.J. Watt. Any quick, immediate thoughts about J.J. Watt from either of you before we move on?
I mean, I haven't dug into everything that's been going on with him. I'm just wondering if it's just to, focus on family thing. That's often the reason for unexpected retirement or the reason that's given. So, I mean, he put up the picture with the baby. I'm just wondering if he just wants to spend some time being a dad. And then if he'll come back out and do one of those moves that we've seen from other players, I'm curious about the motivation behind it.
Nate, I love J.J. Watt.
Yes, Dave?
Matter of fact, I was watching the Cardinals game the other night. I'm like, man, he still has it. I'm going to name drop for a second. I do that a lot. Ran into Ronnie Killen. We all know Ronnie, Killen's Barbecue, the steakhouse in Pearland, where I live. Anyway, ran into Ronnie at the airport a couple of months ago, and we were actually talking about J.J. Watt because they're very close friends. And I asked him, I said, do you think J.J., because, we all know about the injuries, things that he's gone through last couple of seasons, even when he was here as a Houston Texan. And Ronnie told me, he's like, I don't know how much longer. I don't know how much more gas is in the tank. So I'm happy for him. Obviously, to celebrate time with his family, the photo that he just tweeted, I just retweeted and thanked him. We still love him here in Houston. He's a great player, Nate. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. And, congratulations to him. But Chelsea did bring up something interesting. Does he pull the, I don't think he can come back and the Texans maybe sign him for like a one-game deal, retire as a Texan. I think he has to close out the Arizona deal. But it's something to think about. So, anyway, congratulations, J.J. Watt. I love the dude.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous career. He was the first pick of the 2011 draft by the Houston Texans, as you well know, and that was 2011. So he's got 11, 12. Would that be 12 years? Counting 2011. He's got 12 years in the league. Am I miscounting? Yeah, 12 years in the league, if you will. And so we know about the injuries. He's had a great career. Yes, he will go into the NFL's Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. There's no doubt about that. And there will be great discussion, big discussion. Kind of changes the platform for which I had planned tomorrow. but that is how television sports goes and news as well. You have to plan for things like this. So we're going to talk about this throughout the course of the show. But before we get into that a little further, we want to talk with Chelsea and find out what her morning is like. Chelsea, you said I called you out a little bit earlier. I love calling you out. I absolutely love calling you out. I'm surprised that you haven't become a complete sports fan, as of yet, because you have a young son, who is probably athletically gifted. And you're going to have to know what soccer team you want him to play for, what baseball team you want him to play for, or what football team you want him. You are going to let him play football, right?
I think I'm just going to refer him.
Team, what club track team you're going to let him run for? All those kind. And I guess you want him to play the piano, or the violin and all that kind of stuff. Well-rounded young fella.
Okay,
right?
Can we do something maybe like golf, a little bit safer? Is that all right? Can we do golf instead? Look at you.
Golf is great. Golf is great, but you need him to get roughed up a little bit. He needs to be roughed up so he understands what he won't back down when somebody walks up to him and they want to rough him up. He'll say, "Chelsea's my mom, and she taught me how to be tough."
I can teach him that. I'll just send him to Uncle Nate's house for all those lessons, for a whole weekend full of lessons.
I don't know if you want to do that, but
it's. What are you saying?
Hey.
You gonna rough him up? You gonna? Knock him down a few times.
my daughter's
tackle
tough.
him. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
My daughter's an athlete. She's tough.
All
She
right.
takes no mess. I'm just saying.
I believe it.
So she will not back down. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
Well,
I'll keep
you don't back down.
I don't, for the most part. But yes, I will keep that in mind when it comes to the sports. I would like to think about some kind of sports because I didn't do sports. And that's another reason why you get to make fun of me all the time because I didn't do sports as a kid. My parents just, let me read books.
That's not why I pick on you. I have lots of friends who didn't play sports. No, that's not why I pick on you. I pick on you because you have such a bubbly personality and you have comebacks. You and John Chastain, you guys have comebacks. And even my good friend backstage, Dave, y'all got comebacks. I love people with comebacks. I love people with fight. So you got a little fight in you. That's why I like you so much.
We got to keep you on your toes. And then, okay, so in the meantime, because I'm here, I got to do a question for you.
Oh, yay.
Okay, let's see. Our table topics question of the day.
Yay.
We'll make it quick because I know we got a lot to talk about. Ooh, here's a good one. This one's perfect for Dave.
Uh-oh.
What's the scariest movie of all time?
Okay, I'll answer.
Okay.
The Exorcist.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you why. Okay, so
that's a good one.
Great. I love this game, by the way.
That's
and we don't play it unless you're here.
I know.
And I miss it.
I
when
hold,
Chelsea's
I
not
hold
here, we
all
don't
the
get to play it.
cards.
And I'm going to tell you why. So my mom is the one that got me into movies as a kid. We would sit on the couch. She would watch movies with me, and she loves movies. I know she's watching us right now, but so she really put that in my mind. I love television. I love movies. I love entertainment as a whole, and that's why I'm doing what I do now. I remember watching The Exorcist as a kid, and you're thinking, call child services, right? But no, because it was terrifying. And as a result of that, I was scarred. I do not like the horror genre. She loves horror, scary movies. When I know we're covering one, I get nervous. Even going to see it, I feel like I'm riding a roller coaster. And when that anticipation you get, and of course when you get through it, I'm like, I did it, I saw that movie. But Exorcist is one that I remember as a kid, and it's just terrifying. The Shining could be on that list, I think. That's a scary one.
That could be up there.
What's yours?
Mine is the one that scarred me for life. I would say The Ring. Because The Ring was it had me scared to watch anything. I was just worried about that person that's going to pop up and then crawl. And I think that was the first time I had seen those kinds of effects where they have those bodies moving and those there was some in The Exorcist, but it was something about the way that spirit or whatever was moving in The Ring that really freaked me out for life. I still can't go back and watch it. I'm done with it.
Isn't that the one? And I'm afraid to watch it because that's the one. If you watch it, something's going to happen to you.
Yeah,
that's
was
a good answer. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No Ring.
No Ring. None of the sequels either. I can't fool with it. All right, Nate. What about you? What's on your list?
Well, one of the things that I have to address, one of our viewers, and I love him. His name is George. Thank you for the Christmas card. I put your Christmas card on TV, by the way, George.
Thanks for the card.
George is a real cool dude. He says Nate already has Chelsea's son's future planned. I love that. I love that. And,
yes.
Already got his future planned. You don't want to give them to me anyway. So Jermaine, showing love from the Caribbean island. Now, we couldn't get a Zoom from Seattle, but we can get text messages and all kinds of stuff from the Caribbean. Okay?
Was that Seattle, the Zoom we had earlier we were having trouble with? That was Seattle?
Yeah, we could, but it's a whole lot behind that too. But I'm just saying. Okay, so George also says he loves The Exorcist. There's Shadon, who is laughing at you and Dave. Let's see, and who else is here?
Laughing at our scary.
Mary Hudson, she's loving whatever she's loving. Let's see. So everybody on here is just loving the show. Hello, Kathy. I see you too, Kathy McClinton. But I have to put a hard T on that, because you can spell McClinton like with a D, a couple of D's. But
Okay.
yours is a hard T. McClinton. So we have to make sure we do that.
Making sure he gets it right. Appreciate
so there you
it.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the
so
love,
Dave,
y'all.
Dave gets plenty of airtime today. See, Chelsea, the last time you asked me a question like that, you asked me about the seats on the airplane.
That is not the. Don't even get started on that again.
That's what you asked me.
That was not the last one.
You won't ask me. You won't ask me anything like that again. You scared. You won't ask me anything like that. You scared.
I don't know about that. I'm definitely.
You don't have enough backbone to ask me a question like that.
Definitely not scared. Didn't you just say how I don't back down?
So anyway.
Didn't you just say how I don't back down? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you see this neck motion?
Hey,
Does this neck look like somebody who backs down?
You got to ask the question. I mean, until you asked the question, you did back down.
You didn't even answer. You didn't even answer the scariest movie question.
He's avoiding it.
Look at
Chelsea,
you.
get away. I want to talk to Dave. Dave, you didn't get your airtime. Dave, you didn't get your airtime. Dave. You didn't get your Dave. Dave, talk to me, Dave. I'm making sure you get plenty of airtime.
Thank you.
Question. What's your
We're going to put Chelsea
movie?
on.
I love this game, and I want this game to continue.
He's
So
scared.
everybody has to participate.
He's scared.
I love me some Chelsea.
He's scared.
Dave,
He
do you
don't
like
wanna
scary
answer.
movies? You can just answer that question. Do you like scary movies?
Come on, Dave.
He's scared. Come on.
What's my favorite scary movie?
Yeah, what's the scariest?
I don't watch scary movies.
See, I told you. I told you. He's too scared. He's too scared.
By the way, Nate,
you
brought up
y'all
something,
about my daughter,
and
so
I
she
would
comes
love to
over
throw
my
this
house
out
and
right
she
now.
wants to watch the scary
How
movies.
cool would it
I
be
don't
if
watch
Nate
scary movies.
gets on a plane?
I find a corner. And I watch sports.
No.
Okay, that's
I'm
what
gonna
I do.
finish his thought.
All right, I'm
Nate
true.
gets on a plane.
I'm true to what I do.
And sitting behind him, no, in front of him, Chelsea and I.
Yes, that's the scariest movie.
And we recline the whole
We recline, and then we play scary movies
Then we
on
play
the
scary movies,
screen.
and I hold up my laptop
front
like this.
of
Like this.
We recline all the way back to make
I'm
sure he
playing
can
with you,
see our scary movies playing on our screen.
Y'all are sorry. Both y'all are sorry. I'm just saying, I love y'all, but y'all are sorry. If you're reclining your chairs back on people's legs, especially people like 6'8" people, who can't. Maybe they don't want to fly in first class, or exclude. What is it? It's first class, and then what's the? Dave, you fly enough flights. You ought to remember what it is. What's the next? The next level down from first class.
Well, business class, and premium.
No, it's not coach.
On United, it's called
there's
Polaris.
First class, and then there's another level, and then there's coach. What's the next?
Economy Plus.
What is it? It's
Economy Plus.
It's business economy.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Business economy. I just thought of it. It's called business economy. Okay, so you can fly. And see, I had to think of it because Dave only flies in first class, so I should not have asked him. I don't know what I was thinking about.
Dude, I
So
fly
it's
on
business
Southwest.
economy.
Exit row
That's
is
what
first
it
class.
is.
And I'm not going to say anything about
all
Southwest.
you do is
I
fly
was
first
gonna
class.
say,
It's like,
good luck.
I'm still loyal.
Riding Lamborghinis
Praying
and
for everybody.
those other cars. The names I can elude me right now. I can't think of them. Oh, Bentleys. You only ride in Bentleys, Dave. Rolls Royces.
Wow.
Remember,
Okay,
Dave?
now
You were
that's
that
true.
Rolls Royce. That's all you drive. That's all you ride around in, Dave. Rolls Royces.
Hey,
You
man.
even get it
Fancy.
for
But
me,
it's free.
Dave, we're radio
I'm a
buddies.
baller
You know
on
what
a
you did to
budget.
me? You told me one day, you sent me a text message, man, with the RR in the back. I'm your boy, and you did me like
did.
that.
I mean, must be nice. Must be
Because
nice.
John, okay, but I know we have to get out of here. John Stenvall, my business partner, co-owner of BackstageYourWell.com, we stay at the Four Seasons a lot in Beverly Hills. And if you go within the vicinity of the hotel, they'll just take you for free. We stay there a lot. We know the guy that actually runs the car service there. And he actually, sometimes he'll be like, where are y'all going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to get some ice cream on Hollywood Boulevard. He goes, I'll take you. So yeah, it's a nice car.
Okay.
It's a nice car.
All right. Well,
That's how we do it, Nate.
Must be nice. That's all I got to say about
I
it.
know.
You can come with us, Chelsea.
See? Hey,
Thank you.
Chelsea.
Thank you, Dave.
Chelsea, did Dave not just drop about 5 big-time lines on you? I mean, he dropped about 5 big-time. I love Dave. Dave's my dude.
I wasn't going to call him out on it.
We came up together. Hey, dude, it's like and our girl, dang, I can't think of her name right now. But anyway, we all came up together in radio, and here we are at the same station.
Coco.
And Dave just left me by eons. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
Anyway,
Coco and I did morning show
hey,
together
Dave.
here in Houston. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, brother, and it's so cool. It is so cool.
Yeah.
So you want to tell me what's on your mind before we get out of here? I got to talk about JJ before we leave.
Yeah, obviously J.J. Watt, but I'm telling people, go see the Whitney Houston movie. You know a Whitney Houston song. I mean, obviously I told you one of my favorites, I Have Nothing. Issue a tissue alert, it's sad, but you learn things about Whitney that you didn't already know. And Naomi Ackie, good friend of ours, talked to her this morning on the air. She's just incredible in this role. Go see it. Babylon's out in theaters as well. Puss in Boots for the kiddos. And we're going to guide you. My top 10 movies I will announce Friday morning in the 8 and 9 a.m. hours. Right here on Fox 26. Yeah.
Cool.
That's all you got, Dave?
Well, I mean,
Look
I'm
at the
looking at the clock,
time.
and I mean, I'll go. You know, I'll give me the ball, and I will run.
Nate trying to keep us here all morning.
Is that what he's
I tell
trying to
you,
do?
We got things
Well,
to
you
do.
know, I told you what happened with Dave. Dave called. I felt so bad. It was like, man, I can't get him. I don't know when I'm gonna get him back on. I got to wait till after the World Cup's over. I left Dave hanging. And that was wrong of me to do, and I apologize. I'm apologizing to the
Shame.
world.
I love
for
you.
Dave.
You're
so
my
I
brother.
Want to make sure you
My
get
mother
every
loves you.
word in that you want.
You're good. You know I love you, dog. See?
I know, man.
Like that.
I know, brother. Hey, Chelsea. Chelsea.
Yes.
Hey, Chelsea.
Yes.
Can you hear me? What kind of hair product do you use? Can I use some? Can you send me some of that?
Thank you for
want-
noticing. I spent all night on my hair and got no sleep.
Chelsea, I need some for my hair. Can you hook a brother up? Hey, I'm just
I got
asking.
you.
I don't know. Let me talk about JJ Watt before we get up out of here, man. Everybody starts cursing me out because we got to go. Anyway, I appreciate y'all watching. I love you guys. Yes, George, I do love to go up to Chelsea when I'm not in the studio because she'll beat me up on camera. And I do not need a beat down by Chelsea on camera. I don't need that, okay? So I'm telling you right now, JJ Watt, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Walter Payton Man of the Year, 7-time All-Pro, 2-time sack leader, NFL's 2010's All-Decade Team. He is a future Hall of Famer. This guy married Hall of Fame. This guy has a Hall of Fame son. And we ran the highlights of and what didn't know he was about to retire. We actually ran the highlights Monday morning of him having such a fantastic game on Sunday night. And Dave, I'm surprised you didn't bring that up because you said that you watched the game, you saw the game, but you didn't say that you watched the show and saw the highlights. So I'm just a tad bit disappointed, but we did that. And so, hey man, it's time for us to go. Let me go, man. Let me get out of here before Bradley gets in my ear and say it's time to go. We love you guys, man. We really do. Everybody. And I'm calling everybody's name today. Daniela Cinderella ain't even at the studio. The very stylish Janae, Lisa, Taylor, Shining Diamond, Busy, also Keandra, Barbie Doll Barbie, Carolina Lino Sanchez, Jessica the Great Berman, Rico not even around anywhere, producer Mark Coleman, a.k.a. Mr. Oatmeal, the Lion Grambling, he's not around, the chef John Butler, that name courtesy of Johnny Six Big Toes Rodriguez, Hockey Dan, appreciate you, Dan, for getting in my ear this morning. Juan, can I get a mic check Miller, always around. Big Daddy Bradley, Elisa, Rashad, Catherine, Texas Tech Grandpa Mark Jenner, my dude, had on his MLB cap yesterday. Alex, what's up, Supco, not there. Randy, Pickle Juice Tilly, probably not there. Ole Miss Maggie, she worked this morning. There's my man. Hey, man, how do I say your name? What's the last name? Wayne. Win? Man, I'm sure glad you got an easy name. Twan Wing, my camera guy today. I appreciate him. All right. And then there's John Gelato Chastain. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Y'all are the best. We will see y'all I guess we have Facebook Live tomorrow. I have no idea. But anyway, if we do, wherever I am, we're going to have it and we're going to have fun. Goodbye, Chelsea. Chelsea, send me some hair product. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye. We're out.
I love it. Love it.
All right, so let's turn it on over to Mike Iskovitz in the Weather Center. So now that we're looking forward to New Year's Eve, you're saying it's legs out. You're going to tell us about your outfit later in the week.
Sure.
What did I miss this morning?
Well, I don't want to tell you too much. I'm probably going to be sleeping. I don't stay up till midnight. If I do, it'll mess me up for like the whole next couple of weeks. But anyway, enough about me, right? Let's talk about your forecast today, and it does include lots of sunshine. The thing is, it's cold this morning. We're near freezing again, although we have continued a trend of getting about 5 degrees warmer each morning, and that trend continues this morning as well. Still some frost out there, a nice afternoon with low humidity, and then a late day wind shift. So what do I mean by that? Right now we have winds blowing in from the north for Galveston, temperature 41 degrees. From the north in Houston, 34 at Bush and 38 Hobby. Remember, we forecasted a low of 32 for you, so we're getting closer and closer to that. The winds are going to swing back around heading into tonight, and that will begin the warming process. Well, even faster warming process. So outside right now, definitely bundle up, and there's a little bit of a wind chill too because of that north wind. Feels like between about 28 and 33 around Harris County and most of the surrounding suburbs. So bundle up out there this morning if you do have to leave the house. But here's what's coming our way before very long. Today's high around the middle 50s, maybe some upper 50s, but mostly middle 50s. And then look at this, beginning Wednesday all the way through early next week, we are looking for highs in the 70s. Today we'll feel them rise from the frosty low and middle 30s up to a noontime temperature around 49, and then an afternoon high around 57.
All right, looking forward to those warmer temps. Meanwhile, let's take a look at your traffic brought to us by our Traffic Max 360 camera. It looks pretty good out there, pretty green. So hopefully lots of people are being able to sleep in and continue their holiday plans. Let's take a closer look at the TransStar camera on I-10 Katy at Gessner. Also smooth sailing there. Just be sure to be careful if you're hitting the roadways this morning.
All right, well, totally different scene at the airports this morning. We've got complete chaos at airports across the U.S., all thanks to Southwest Airlines canceling thousands of flights, nearly 61%, more than 2,400 flights just today. That surpasses any other airline, and it leaves thousands of travelers stranded. This is a live look right now, both at Hobby and Bush airports here in Houston. Both are already dealing with frustrated customers from this backup.
Absolutely. And let's take a look at FlightAware's map of misery as well. So this is what lists the delays and the cancellations that we've been talking about at some of the nation's biggest airports. So right now there are 910 delays, and then we've got more than 4,500 cancellations nationwide. And again, all of these cancellations have left passengers really frustrated. You got to imagine. Some
haven't even gone to their original destination yet.
Yeah, and then you got to think about people who are having to transfer from maybe Hobby over to Bush, having to deal with all of that, and a lot of people are really just trying to get home after the holiday.
Yeah.
All right, so here we got Shelby Rose live at Hobby Airport, and looking like you've been looking at a lot of luggage this morning. So could you update us on that, and have you been able to speak to passengers as well?
Yeah, we've spoken to quite a few passengers this morning, a lot of them not wanting to go on camera because the frustration is very real. Along with canceled flights, a lot of them don't have their luggage at all, so they don't even have clothes to get them through the next few days until they can get their flights rebooked. We've been at the ticket counter here for the last 30 minutes or so, and we've actually spoken to a few people who haven't dealt with any delays or cancellations whatsoever, so there are some lucky ones here, but for those not so lucky, Southwest has announced all passengers that haven't rebooked their canceled flight will not be able to get on a plane until at least Friday, which means thousands are expected to be stranded all over the U.S. A representative for Southwest Airlines tells us those problems are not because of a shortage in staffing. They say they're related to the winter weather plaguing many parts of the U.S. last week, causing cancellations and delays in all of their major hubs in the middle of the country. But the Southwest employees are pushing back. The union of Southwest flight attendants says the airline failed them, leaving the staff, quote, fatigued, stranded, hungry, and cold on Christmas.
it's unfortunate, but I completely understand. It's been a very trying time for our pilots, our flight attendants, our frontline employees. You know, you've seen the long lines that our frontline employees are trying to deal with just to take care of our customers and get them where they need to go. With that,
unless you're a first responder, unless you're authorized in an emergency situation, because it still is really treacherous out there and difficult conditions. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our sheriff, John Garcia, to offer some additional comments, but I want to specifically note to him and to his team, thank you on behalf of the people of Erie County for the tremendous work that the Erie County Sheriff's Office has done. They were putting their lives on the line. Remember, we had to send the specialized Erie County Sheriff's Office team out there for winter rescues to rescue rescuers, including patrol deputies who got stuck. That's because they were going out in the worst of the worst conditions. And I just want to thank them on behalf of the people of Erie County.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, County Executive. Critical demands of the Sheriff's Office continue, and they include transportation of dialysis patients and people in need of medical care. We're doing this in conjunction with county parks workers and also in conjunction with the public works guys that Bill Geary has provided for us. So we appreciate that. On today's date, we have more than 30 of these appointments scheduled. So we're also assisting with medical personnel, getting them to work in the local hospitals and getting them into assisted living facilities and other essential operations. Earlier today, we had some calls come in, and our deputies were not able to get down the street. So I think it's important to recognize the fact that we're able to work in tandem with public works so that we can actually affect these missions. We anticipate a reduction in these types of requests as folks begin to get dug out, and a resumption of our normal 9/11 response. And in order to accomplish both tasks, we have reallocated a lot of the personnel in the Sheriff's Office. We have our detectives working on these missions, and we've had people that are assigned to county buildings and also our civil division that are actually out on the roads helping out with this. So it's been a heck of an effort, and we're going to continue to do so. The county executive mentioned that there are numerous law enforcement entities that are coming in from really around the region, and they've been really instrumental in helping a lot of the missions, including assisting National Grid and NYSEG with their efforts as they continue to repair our critical infrastructure. Lastly, I'd like to thank all members of the public that abided by the travel ban. You've been our eyes and ears out there, and you've brought a lot of emergency situations to our attention that we've been able to respond to. So I thank you for that, and continue to stay off the roads like the county executive said in the city. So, Sheriff, you have a few words?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Under Sheriff Cooley, and I just want to commend the county executive, the deputy county executive, Commissioner Geary, Commissioner Neverett. You know, when we were told that we were going to have a generational storm, when we heard terms such as bomb, cyclone, listen, this is something that we're used to here in Western New York, in Buffalo and Erie County, but I've never seen anything like this before. The zero visibility, the helplessness for first responders to not be able to respond to first aid calls and so forth. But I got to tell you, being here and having our people here working in tandem with all these great people here gave us real-time solutions to the problems that we were experiencing throughout the county. And the only reason that it wasn't worse than what it has been is because of the tremendous work that the county executive, that Commissioner Geary, Commissioner Neverett, working together with the Erie County Sheriff's Office did. And I want to thank all the people that in our districts, the Erie County Sheriff's Office districts, for being great citizens, for obeying the laws of staying off the streets during the drive-in bans. And we had no reports of looting whatsoever in any of our 5 districts. We have so far no reports of any fatalities due to the storm in our districts. I have a lot of great stories from the work performed by not only on-duty deputies, but off-duty deputies using their own vehicles. And at the end of the day, when they asked, they said, Sheriff, could we use our own vehicles to respond and help people? And I said, absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And we had not only the on-duty deputies, the off-duty deputies, but members of the reserve division that came out and helped out. We planned ahead, and we had jail management fully stocked as far as the 800 people in our custody to get fed. We had medications for both physical and mental health issues. We had cots there and food for our staff so they could get some sleep and some food. But we never thought that it was going to be as bad as it was. So do we have to get better? Absolutely. Better equipment, more equipment, and some of these vehicles with the traction were just incredible, but you have to realize that we needed to transport those in trailers from one location to the other. Planning ahead and having our SWAT team out, and I want to commend Chief Brian Brizzolero. You know, we had our QRF ready to respond to any and all acts of violence, active shooters, anything that could have gone wrong.